Hey, what is up guys, I'm Neville, and today I'm going to be bringing you another NBA video, and it's going to be on why the Memphis Grizzlies absolutely need to trade Marc Gasol right now. And y'all might be like, why would you do that? They're always good. Well, I'm going to actually get into that. It's actually going to be a point I make, and obviously the reason I'm even making this video is because Marc Gasol actually did get mentioned. There's just been a ton of trade rumors going around right now. Right now they're all rumors, but I do think they're very possible to happen that he might get traded. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's get right into this video. Alright, so my first reason is actually going to be, like, his trade value is still high. As of right now, the dude is still a top 10 center in the league. He's still an elite center, and obviously he's going to go to the Hall of Fame, and he's still playing at a really high level. I mean, this is one of his best years he's ever played. He's averaging right now 19.0 points per game, 3.9 rebounds per game, and 4.3 assists per game. But the problem with him is the dude is 32 years old. I mean, once you get into your late 30s or even early 30s in the NBA or any professional sport, you're going to start declining very, very soon. And obviously, once you start declining, your trade value goes down. Teams aren't going to want to trade in. They're not going to give you as much for you, and they're not going to pay you as much. So, I mean, if they're going to trade him, I would trade him right now, because his trade value is still really high. He's having one of his best seasons scoring wise, and I mean, he's not really showing any signs of declining as of right now, but there's no telling. One little injury, and I mean, that could pretty much be done for him since he's so old. So, I mean, if you trade him now, you could still probably get something pretty good for him. And I mean, but once his trade value goes down, you're not going to be able to get what you would be able to get as of right now for him. And right now, since they have a really good young, point guard and Mike Conley, I mean, he's young, he's pretty good, he's entering his prime years. If they were able to trade for a good young shooter and center, two young centers, I mean, two young players, one center, one shooter, just one shooter, that's pretty good and young. I mean, they would probably have a better future than what they have right now. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Marc Gasol, yeah, he's great. Mike Conley is great. But, I mean, they're pretty much not going anywhere right now. And speaking of their future, I'm going to actually segue into my second point. They need a new start. That's very much needed. Right now, since, the Conley and Gasol era have started, they've been extremely successful. I mean, they made it to the playoffs 7 times. They got to the semifinals 3 times, and they even made it to the conference finals once, but they were swept. But I mean, even if you look at that success, the past 2 years they have been eliminated and pretty much swept in the first 2 rounds. Really no threat to anybody in the first 2 rounds, so they're pretty much always a playoff team. But they're just not getting anywhere right now with the team that they have. So, I mean, I think if they were to trade Marc Gasol and either just restart with Mike Conley or, just trade him for, some pretty good, one good shooter and one good center. I think they have to be young. I think they need to build, a new team around Mike Conley. Because right now, yeah, their team is good, but they're really never going to be a championship contender unless they had some kind of superstar, which I highly doubt is going to happen. So, I mean, to be successful right now, they just need to build around Mike Conley, who's one of the top point guards in the NBA. He's injured right now, so they're on a little bit of a losing streak. But once he comes back, I think they should trade Marc Gasol. And then if you just get him a shooter, because obviously this league is way much more guard oriented than it used to be. And I mean, I would rather have 2 dominant point guards and shooting guards than a dominant center and a dominant point guard, if you know what I mean. So I mean, maybe trade for just a decent young center and then a pretty elite shooter for him. Because right now you could probably still get an elite shooter right now. And if you compare elite shooter with Mike Conley, that could actually be a pretty good team. Then in free agency you do something, then you have a championship contender. But with the team you have right now, there's no way that team is going to be a championship contender at all. But now for my third and final reason, they're not very bad even without Marc Gasol. But the same cannot be said about Mike Conley. They're terrible without Mike Conley. They are a lottery team without Mike Conley. But then if you take Marc Gasol, they're still probably an 8th seed in the playoffs, and they're probably still make the playoffs with Mike Conley just because of how good he is. And then if you give him a shooter or anything, boom. So even if they do get screwed in the trade, they still will probably be a playoff team and be able to rebuild pretty easily. They have a better rebuilding situation than most teams would. But also, I mean, when you look at it, they don't have bad players to back them up. They have JaMychal Green, who right now is averaging 11.1 points per game and 5.5 rebounds per game. And then also Tyreek Evans, who did get traded away from the Pelicans to the Kings. The Kings let him go, and now he's having a breakout season right now. The dude is averaging 17.8 points per game, 4.1 assists per game, and 5.0 rebounds per game. The dude is having an extremely great season right now. And then, if they traded for a young center or even just a couple young shooters, this team would probably have a better future than what they have right now. They'll probably at least make it to the second round of the playoffs every year instead of just getting eliminated in the first round every time. So, I mean, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. And guys, if you did enjoy it, hit the like button. And if also you agree with me, disagree with me, you think they should trade Marc Gasol, if you do think he gets traded, where do you think they would trade him to? Do you think they should trade him for? Comment all that below. And then, like I said, if you like the video, hit the like button. If you really like the video and want to help me out, hit the subscribe button. It would mean the word to me. And also, guys, don't think for watching either. Remember, never eat vegetables, always eat drugs. Wear a seatbelt. Goodbye. Ooh.